All right, so I told you last week that Dr. Ivan Misner, the founder of BNI, that he finished a new book. It's called Business, Networking, and Sex, but it's not what you think. He actually says in the introduction that it's not about sex at all, it's about gender, but no one would buy a book that was about gender instead of sex. Anyway, he and his two co-authors, they wanted to study the effect of gender when it comes to networking and business. And so what they did was they surveyed over the course of 3 years 12,000 different people who use networking to build their businesses. They did it in multiple countries across the world. And what they found out was that when they asked these objective questions on a survey, yes and no and multiple choice type questions, that really men and women answered pretty much the same way. We use networking the same way, we have the same expectations for it, we interact with both genders in pretty much the same way, we prepare and train ourselves in pretty much the same way. There's really nothing that interesting, really. Until the end of the survey, there's one open-ended question where they ask, is there a story about gender and networking that you'd like to share that might get included in the book? And here's where all the stereotypes come out. About 1,000 people of the 12,000, so that's what, 8% or so? They have a story, and boy did they have stories. And they're everything you think they're going to be. All the stereotypes. The women wearing the short skirts and low-cut blouses and substituting, their sexuality for substance. Stories about men being chauvinistic or cutting women out or not treating them like they know enough. All the stuff you'd expect when it comes to stereotypes. But when they took all the data and compared what it is everyone answered objectively compared to these stories, they realized that it's really the exception, not the rule, where these things are happening, where sex and gender are getting in the way of us building our businesses. And so they theorized, and I just present this to you for your own consumption and judgment. Maybe it's just that the 2% make such a loud noise in our heads and that we memorize them and remember them so much that we get the impression that that's how everyone is. You meet 100 mechanics and one screws you over and now you think all mechanics are crooks, right? You meet one realtor who doesn't pay attention to what it is you want done and now you've decided they care about the money and not about me, right? It's about 1 or 2% and we decide that that's the norm. So do we need to be aware of this as we network? I think we do, because I think that our differentiator is not really what it is we think it is. If someone is coming to us maybe to buy or maybe to send us business, they already have the bad idea in their heads of what most people in our business are like. And our differentiator is to show them that we're more like, that we're more like the 98%, but in their head that we're more like that 2% of honest, capable, ethical, reliable people in our business. So your homework this week, I think, is really more than just this week. I think it's for all of us. It's to try to reserve our judgment, but also to try to differentiate ourselves by showing over time that we're everything that a customer and a referral partner could want in us and more, so that we don't suffer because of the exception, that we demonstrate that we're actually the rule and that it's a happy rule. Have a great week.